The guy had jet wings on his back.
Mm-hmm.
He could fly at 180 miles an hour.
That is awesome. That's very awesome.
You got to land with a parachute.
Hey, could you straighten out the camera? Look who we have here.
Oh yes.
Look who flew it.
Yes, Al Tillman, who's
Brother Al,
running for commissioner, District. What was District
9?
District 9.
District 9.
Which was a great movie, by the way, Oscar-nominated film.
Those of you that know him, Yirak, I know you know who he is. Your local guy, DS Photo guy, you know him.
Yes, it's 10:17 right now in Macon, Georgia. Washington Morning rolls into the third and final hour of our show. You have Irv NDB with our guest Al Tillman.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know those who on the chat room wonder why.
They're all saying hello, Al.
Hello.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Great.
Al, I'm going to have you look over here. That way you could see yourself somewhat.
Yes.
And you can see the chatters.
Yes. Unfortunately, my computer went dead on me. My adapter wire just broke off on me. It had a shortage on it. I didn't want to end up getting shot on the show.
Yeah.
So I got to go to Best Buy after that.
Y'all making it work. Y'all making it work.
Yeah.
Anthony.
And y'all get calls and all that.
Hey, guess who's on the show? Al Tillman. Hold on.
Yes.
Go ahead, Am. You're on speaker.
Well, hey, go right ahead. Let Al do what he's got to do. I didn't know Al was on. I'm out here standing at the intersection of Riverside Drive and Palm Hill Senior Boulevard. With my sign.
Now that's dedication.
You got your shirt on?
Yeah, you got your shirt on. You're not walking around in your underwear
fully
again,
clothed?
are you?
No, I'm dressed today.
The hell is that all about?
Well, you know that's.
I do have the Spartan outfit lined up for sometime next week outside of WPGA, so I won't be putting that out.
Yeah, now that's interesting because that's dedication. He's up early because I know I was on the phone with him this morning almost like 2 a.m. Yeah.
Al's looking at your picture, and are you online? Are you on the show?
And that's
I'm fine,
speed
man.
over the cake.
That's dedication.
Spartans never retreat.
Yeah,
Spartans never
Al and I
surrender.
had a good conversation last night, and
Well, that was this morning about 1:30.
yeah, I told him hang in there and don't let them push him out. Don't let the bastards push him out of it.
There you go.
There you go. Good word there, Anthony, coming from Mayor Candle.
There you go.
Yeah.
Keep it real.
The people's choice.
The people's choice.
People's choice.
And here's the thing. The fact that Gibson and this guy, One-Eye Timley, what they're doing is not allowing choice. Not allowing choice. They're denying. It's kind of like another way of voters' rights being denied. Don't you think? It's another way of doing it. You start a lawsuit and try to throw a guy who's running legally and who is qualified, more than qualified, to do the job and to run for this office, and yet they want to deny us choice. They want to ram Timley down our throats. What's that all about, Ant?
Right.
I think you ought to be asking me that. That's my point.
Right.
What do you mean, what's that all about?
I'm saying I know what it's all about for you.
I came by to hang out with y'all a few minutes. I got to get going.
Yeah, go ahead. Al, speak up.
Come and see y'all, but I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
No, please. All I'm saying is, Al, keep on going. And if we have to show up at the hearing, I'll be more than glad to be there.
Guys, let me tell you, this is not about those James Timley and his friends trying to win this appeal. This is about costing our campaign money, trying to take the air out of our team.
Yeah.
All this stuff that's happening in our community, from crime and violence, youth crime, teen pregnancy, where's the energy and the research on that? They've done research, pulling up stuff happened 20 years ago, bringing up stuff happened 25 years ago. And I've not said one negative thing publicly about James E. Tillman. And people have asked me and brought me information, shared information, asked me why. And it's just not my style. And when I was growing up, my friends used to call me 1-800-homeboy. Because I'd always want to be the nice guy. 1-800-homeboy.
Yeah.
And so, I think we could win and beat this guy we can win and beat him on our record and things that we've done in the community.
Right.
I mean, I've done a lot of things in the community. I'm the Planning and Zoning Commissioner, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
I've served as the chairman of the American Red Cross. I've graduated from the FBI Citizens Academy. And so all of these negative things that he brings up and they want to bring up, I mean, we're going to keep pushing forward. And I think we got a great opportunity. Today, we're doing $30 on the 30th.
30 on the 30th.
Yeah, 30 on the 30th. And here's the thing. People have to take sides and say, you can't continue to sit on the sideline and say, this is your community, you're not going to get involved. You got to get involved. If you've never been involved in the campaign, and most people, especially some in our community, we won't donate and give to anything. The American Red Cross, Cancer Society, nothing. Until something tragic happens in our family. Then we want to advocate for HIV and all of these things and so on. These are people out here suffering every day, and we're not getting involved and participating. And politics, in a way, is an opportunity for you and me and everybody to get involved.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sitting at the table, so when they come and say, well, we need to put a traffic light in front of Irvin's driveway because we need to make sure that he stops and obey the traffic light. Irvin's got to be at the table to say, well, I'm smart enough. I'll obey the law. I don't need a traffic light at my driveway, you know. And so we just got to get involved. And so these guys are trying to cause a distraction. You know, this is the highest level of divisiveness that I've seen.
Yes.
You know, I haven't robbed anybody. I've never raped anybody. Never shot anybody. And this is just unbelievable what they're doing. And you know.
Yeah, you know, I have a question of speaking of like trying to get involved and stuff. You can answer this if you want to, and either one. Of course, you heard the news about going on in Detroit. There's like over 50,000, somewhere between 50,000 to 100,000 stray dogs are running wild in Detroit. Is there anything? I mean, being
how do we go from making Georgia politics to stray dogs in Detroit?
Well,
the thing is this. I mean, once we get into consolidation, the thing is we don't want to keep from going that route that Detroit is going bankrupt. What can we do to prevent this?
Well, I don't think the dogs had anything to do with Detroit going bankrupt.
Well, I know the dogs don't vote or anything like that.
But I mean, I'm trying to get, because I hadn't read that story to see. I mean, that's just a report that there are how many stray dogs.
Yes. In Detroit.
Well, I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of people that's out of a job.
Well, yeah.
You know, I mean,
because they can't take care of themselves, let alone their dogs.
They can't feed and take care of the animals. And
but guys, excuse me, let me say something about that.
Well, I got a.
Wait, I want to say something.
Let me say something, please.
Okay.
I think the Detroit thing it does show a picture of a larger scale. I mean, there's an old saying, I believe Gandhi said it, among others, that, you know, you can judge a society by the way they treat their animals. And that, I mean, I think what's going on in Detroit is a sign of how much of a disaster that place is. And, you know, Macon's not that far behind that. If we don't get this shit together here, this city's going to beat Detroit in a few years.
Well, also, not speaking about Detroit and all that, just the issue of, I have stray dogs that run around here.
Oh, yeah.
And we have issues with the shelter. And, you know, those are the issues. And the commissioners are going to be the ones to sign off on how that's run and all of that. We're getting a new dog pound. There's going to be millions of dollars invested in that. What input would you give on that issue?
Mallory Jones, who's running, he already has taken the initiative to say that he wants to be the leader in the commission who chairs that committee with animals. And so I think we're on the road to recovery as far as the splashed money going toward a new facility. And so I think things are looking up. Macon is moving forward. There's a lot of great positive things happening. We're centrally located, and we just have to take advantage of it. And
give us some of the things. You know, somebody asked a question earlier, what is your plan for the inner city? It says inner city youth
Well, one of the things first,
and crime.
one of the things first that we have to show as a mayor and a commission is that we're not going to be dysfunctional and that we can work together.
Okay.
What we've got to do is ensure our youth an opportunity to go to school, get an education, and come out and be productive citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone cannot afford to go to college, but they can afford to be educated. And what I'm encouraging young folks to do is to get a trade, get a skill.
Yeah.
Central Georgia Tech offers a wide variety of whether it's aircraft, mechanic, plumbing, electricians.
Mm-hmm.
Go and get a trade from 12 to 18 months, and you can instantly become have a skill that can stay with you for the rest of your life.
Right.
And we've got to create entrepreneurship.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because in this day and age, I mean, having a skill is good though, but unless someone hires you or someone hires you for
Right.
your work, you're going to be pretty much unemployed. So I mean, entrepreneurship is good if you want to start your own business, your own plumber company or something like that.
Well,
Well,
one
we got it.
One of the initiatives that I propose is that we do what's called 25 by 4 job initiative, where we take 100 young men, particularly young men, but you know, if some young ladies are available, okay, yeah, we want them too. But from East Macon, North Macon, West Macon, and South Macon, 25 men from each part of town, and we, as the commission and the community and the city government, sign them up. We want to know their trade, their skill. If they've been in trouble before, we want developers and contractors to know that these folks they're plumbers, they're painters. What's their skill level? And we can begin to give them a second chance and opportunity, just like some of these these temporary agencies. The city government can start its own what I call a 25 by 4 job initiative, and let's get them and see who these people are.
Yeah.
And if people want to do business with city government, we want you to at least consider these 100 men that's looking for a second chance and opportunity.
Sure.
And we can weed out the ones that's not going to be cooperative, because everybody deserves a second chance, and some people take advantage of the second chance. Now, everybody's not going to take advantage of the second chance, but then we begin to get more and recruit more. And we can say, hey, look what we've done. The city government is leading the way on a second chance and opportunity.
Right.
And saying construction, men, developers, hey, we have some of the best people that deserve a second chance.
Sure.
And I think we can begin to do those things.
And Al, you know, your talent. Now let's talk about your talent as a possible commissioner and hopeful commissioner for District 9. Your skills in not only entrepreneurship, which Al, by the way, has a nightclub act. Al is involved in the arts, music, comedy.
By profession.
Yeah.
I'm a booking and talent agent.
Right.
I put over 30 acts on national television, HBO, BET's Comic View, and I was the booker for one of the seasons. And 4 local Middle Georgians had an opportunity to go. Adrian Smoked Threats, guy from Macon, actually had a 30-minute special. Yeah. And so, you know, the professionalism that I bring from sitting on planning and zoning, negotiating, cooperating.
That's a key word right there.
And so these are things that the next commission is going to need. I've been in business, we just celebrated 20 years of Tigger Entertainment, which is my business. And, what's fascinating is I carry every business license that I've ever obtained from the city with me, because I remember being in Fort Stewart and the guy was like he was hesitant to pay me, and he made me send for my business license. Yeah. And I had to have someone go to my office and fax my business license. And I said to myself, from that day on, I'm gonna always. He won't know how long you been in business. He didn't like something I said, and so I always carried my business license from 1996.
Speaking of business, I want to ask you a question about minimum wage. We have these people from McDonald's, fast food people,
and Church's Chicken, all those
Church's Chicken, all wanting $15 an hour. What do you think about that? What do you think about raising minimum wage of $15 an hour?
I have not looked at that to see how that would weigh in benefit. I mean, small businesses run this entire country. 85% of small businesses and entrepreneurship run this country. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that, some of these places, although they're a fast food restaurant, they make millions, if not billions of dollars a year. But yet, the CEOs and the upper management is the ones making the money. And for whatever reason, they are paying minimum wages. Mm-hmm. And so if you're on the Fortune 500, whether you're at McDonald's or Publix or one of these chains, you're on there the same way with Walmart. Mm-hmm. Walmart is one of the top leading retailers in the entire world, but yet a lot of their folks is making minimum wage. So we have to, I think, start sharing the wealth. Yeah. Greed has bankrupt our country and almost bankrupt this entire country, especially through the real estate. It's just greed. And I think, we have to give up some to share some. Now, people have to work hard. They have to maintain a skill set and a level and continue to be educated and be the best employee you can. Because I used to tell some of the young folks, how do you always get in trouble? How is it that you getting in trouble all the time? You got to be the best, whether it's McDonald's or whatever. You got to be the best at that. You can't make excuses. I know a young man that said, my guardian, she died, and I'm going to her funeral. And they won't let me off, and I'm going. Well, he went, and he got fired. And so my thing to him was, usually in the African-American community, that's what we call setting ups that happen at least a week out before the funeral. Son, go to the setting up. Visit the family and see the family. Don't go to the funeral because that's my guardian, right? And you lose your job. And so we just got to make better choices. We got to make better choices and decisions.
Okay. Speaking on losing the job, could you speak on the issue of this young lady who was fired by the MTA?
No, I'm not going to speak on that. No.
No comment?
No.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with me running or anything. I'm not interested in speaking on that. That's an open case by an organization that I used to lead, and no, I won't speak on that.
Okay.
Well, I do have someone who want to ask a question. ATT from the chat room says, goodness, the thing kept...
something about vouchers.
Yes, I was trying
School vouchers.
Yeah, I was trying to... what does he think... could vouchers help the poor minorities that live in destitute areas go to good schools?
Crime areas.
Yeah, those people that's probably out in rural communities, it can probably help them. Other than that, and you're probably talking about charter schools. It's going to take away money out of public school, no matter how you put it. What's fascinating to me, and we've got some local school teachers that wants to start a charter school. And they were giving a presentation, and they gave us a spiel on, she retired, educated. She just retired a couple of years ago, 30 plus years, and she said she just, discovered that how kids were not getting the proper education and all of that. And I asked a question, and they gave me the question of the day that was asked, the question of the day award. And the question I simply asked was, ma'am, it took you 30 years in a retirement to discover that kids were not properly being educated. And so now you want to start a charter school? So here's my thing. Advocate right now for the best education. What's wrong with groups organizing to raise money and funds or to advocate and change some of the things? Because after school programs, there's some folks like Moyo, Motivating Youth, locally, that all his kids are on honor roll. Because he can paddle them, he can say, I'm going to spank you or whoop you or whatever. We got to change some of these regulations. One lady changed the prayer in school, removed the prayer in school out of this whole country. One lady fought to do that. And so we ought to have groups fighting to get it back in. And some folks think, well, you can't paddle your child anymore.
I grew up.
That's not true. You can still paddle a child in school, you just have to have permission. It's not as widespread anymore because parents are not paddling and spanking their kids.
Yeah. I was reading something what C-Flux said, increasing funding for public schools Yeah. Well, public schools will manage and give more funds to public schools, manage them well, and the education will improve. And he says, on the average, charter schools do not outperform public schools. And Three Bears add in said that we have charter schools where she lives, but they're tied to the school system. I guess is that
I'm not well equipped on the entire charter school system.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the money, if a child leaves public school and goes to a charter school, the money does follow them.
Right.
And I think that right now our system is only broke because of some of the policies that we have in place. I think if we can begin to do some out of the box things in public education, the things can change. And I mean, we got to just try some different stuff. I mean, even here locally, you had a gentleman that was trying to try some stuff differently, Dr. Dollarmine, and now he's gone. Yeah. But guess what? The school was accredited, and all the programs that he put in place is being recognized around the country by other folks, except for us. And so, you got to just come together as a community. It's not a perfect system,
right?
But we've got to begin to do some out of the box things. And if we believe that education is so important, why are we allowing the state to continuously cut education?
That's a very good question.
The states are bankrupting local communities, and so everybody says, well, we got to educate a child. We're going to educate a child. Well, you're steady cutting teacher funding, school funding, and it's so difficult.
And families are going to move to Macon, Georgia, Bibb County, based on the schools. Businesses are going to come here to Macon, Bibb County, based on the workforce, how educated they are. And it's so important that education be a central theme.
And also, not to mention how clean the water system is.
Well, let me say this, guys. The commission, what we need to do is have a commission that'll sit on the Board of Education, because right now we don't have that.
I agree.
And so we don't have anything to do with the Board of Education. Let me say this. People that's interested in Al Tillman can go to altillman.org, altillman.org. And one of the things I'm proposing for our young folks, and I've got to go, guys, but I want to leave this with y'all. Non-traditional sporting students.
Yeah, baby.
When we talk about sports, usually we talk about basketball, football, baseball, soccer, and so forth that's in schools. We don't do enough for the non-traditional sporting parents or the students. What I'm proposing is we take 200 feet by 300 feet of just concrete. We got Browns Fields downtown, 7th Street, and all of that. And we make it where fathers can bring their kids to ride their go-karts. Every child, every Christmas, get remote controls cars. There's nowhere they really play with them. Four-wheelers, fly kites, fly airplanes, skateboards. These are what I call non-traditional sporting students and parents. And then we've got to begin to do more for those students that make A's and B's. There's a program for every child that's failing in school, every child that's disruptive. We got a program, but there's nothing to reward the A student, the B student.
Exactly.
And so what I want to bring and continue is, and Anthony can help me with this, is we got to bring back smart is the new cool.
Exactly.
Because people don't think it's smart to be cool. They make fun. So smart is the new cool.
Man,
what do you think of that, Anthony?
I got a question for you, Al. Can I ask Al a question?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Al, I got a question for you because no one's asking these questions. I'm asking you a question as a citizen, not as running for mayor. And this appalled me during the whole fiasco with Precinct 3 police, which continues. What if you went out District 9? And I'll be honest with you. I don't know exactly what precinct you cover in District 9.
3.
Precinct
3.
Are you gonna put a lot of effort into watching out for that precinct, checking in on that precinct? Because when Precinct 3 had the debacle, with the two guys stealing the tractor, the two guys stealing the gun from the scene, and then giving it away as a gift, we had all these cops getting in trouble. Sutton had his issues. And Tompkins, who was District 5, that area, he said absolutely nothing about it.
Well, let me answer your question.
I believe Lauren Benedict was part of that district as well.
Hold on,
she
Taylor.
said nothing about it. They both just kept quiet, and I was thinking, that is your district. You represent those people. That police force is right smack dab in your district, and you're absolutely saying nothing about it. What are you going to do about the police, Al, as far as, and I'm not saying you have to go after them.
Hold on,
I just mean, what are you going to do as far as, are you going to keep tabs on them? Are you going to make sure your district doesn't have a precinct 3 debacle like we had recently?
Anthony, that's a great question. And you know what, Anthony? My district will cover precinct 3 as it stands. The Greenbrier community, where I'm trying to move, won district of the year. Precinct 3, what we've got to do, Anthony, is there's a citizen advisory committee that the sheriff has talked about implementing. The internal affairs has failed. It does not work. We've got to implement citizen review, and we've got a system. That's going to be primarily how the sheriff implements it. I've heard of this point system. I think it's needed when you score so many points. Right now, what's happening is the sheriff is requiring and demanding that all police and deputy sheriffs right now, they're going through a vigorous training starting in September. So they're going to weed them out, and they're going to have the best of the best. And I think, one of there's two things that I've been thinking about, whether I try to be a commissioner that will serve on public safety or community and economic development. My strong points, because I deal in the community and I consider myself a community man, says I need to be on the committee of community and economic development. My heart says I want to be over and overseeing public safety. And so I'm weighing the two, but I think one is just as important as the other. And thanks for the question.
Yep. All right, buddy.
All right,
and I got to get out of here, guys.
All right, brother, thank you so
event.
much for stopping by. We have so many questions coming up.
So many.
But
go to my website. They can email
give
me.
us all your website information. We'll put it up.
altillman.org.
Which is,
that's
the
campaign website. I've got a website, Unity in the Community, which is unitytoday.com.
Unitytoday.com.
And then my profession, I'm an entertainment agent. You can go to comedysuperjam.com.
comedysuperjam.com,
which is also tigerentertainment.com.
tigerentertainment.com.
Yeah, but we always tell people Comedy Super Jam because a lot of people don't know how to spell the Tiger.
Or get on his Facebook page, which is
Al Tiger Tillman on Facebook.
Okay.
And hey, help us win this campaign. $30 on the 30th. Yes, sir, Anthony.
One more thing for Al. Al.
Yes, sir.
You need to go after Gibson on this one thing. I was going to post something about it today when I get back home. But, you need to call Gibson out on this. As you know, I was at your hearing when you had to go up against
you were there. Yes, sir.
Of election. And, the hypocrisy of Gibson and the hypocritical attitude just showed through completely when he said he started off his argument, his defense with, I'm a 30-something plus year lawman. I know nothing but the law. I know nothing but how to go by the law. That's all I ever grew up with. And this just does not seem like this is abiding by the law.
And then when they voted in my favor, he doesn't want to follow the law. That's a good point.
And then when the board decides to vote on it after you both have your say, and they say the law says that you're allowed to run and that you can move there the day before and still run, he completely ignores the law.
Right. And I appreciate that, and that's a good point. I'm going to let them throw all the mud they want to throw, and I'm going to be there just to clean it up.
Yeah.
And that's where I live. Thanks, guys, for having me.
Al. God
good luck
bless
on the campaign trail, Anthony.
Yeah.
Y'all take care. All right. Y'all be blessed, man.
All right, you too, my man.
I'm glad you brought up the thing which is definitely needed, like being smart is the new cool. Because I was I want to talk. I don't know if you heard it, but if you can, you definitely need to Google this story about this 11-year-old freshman, first-year student Carson Huey. This little black kid. He's 11-year-old college freshman entering TCU. Texas Christian University.
We need them living in Macon, Georgia. Thank you, Al.
11 years old. He's a college freshman. That's something, man.
That was cool. Hey, Anthony.
Yeah, brother.
All right, we still hooking up, right?
Yeah, I told Heather to get up and get ready while I'm out here holding my sign, and then I'm going to go get her. I'm going to leave here about 11:30, 11:40, and I'm going to go pick her up, and then we're going to head your way.
Okay, perfect. Just give me a buzz.
Yeah. I'm going to do this out here until about 11:30.
Okay,
out here,
sounds good.
Riverside, and...
But thanks for calling. That was cool. Al Tillman and Anthony B. Harris. On the phone.
Guys, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, pal. Thanks.
Slim Sales!
Yeah, baby. All right, there you have it. Anthony Harris, Al Tillman.
What do you think, man? Since
he hung up.
okay.
And the phone rang.
All
Yeah,
right.
okay. Well,
Since my computer's dead, I was wondering if you could do the
yeah, we're gonna have to do it all. My
options.
computer's acting up. You notice?
I posted on Facebook.
Oh, you have?
Yeah,
Okay.
when I do it, that posted to Facebook. The words and stuff?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still got daily bread.
Oh yeah, that's also, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta close some of these, I guess.
Patrick Stewart.
I guess it's eating up most of my my space.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my speed. Damn. This computer, folks, you know, it really is hard doing the show without a computer.
Goodness, did you talk about that too? That guy?
Oh, yeah. That Girls Gone Wild guy got 270 days in jail.
That's not even a whole year. He just basically
Joe
got
Francis, creators of Girls Gone Wild, has been sentenced to 270 days in jail.
and 3 years probation.
Yeah, for assaulting a woman.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he was assaulting a woman in his Los Angeles mansion back in 2011. Deputy City Attorney Mitchell Fox says a judge Tuesday ordered the 40-year-old Francis to complete an anger management course and attend 52 sessions of psychological counseling.
Wow.
Francis was convicted in May of 5 misdemeanor counts, including false imprisonment, assault, and dissuading a witness from reporting a crime. Francis met 3 women at a college graduation party in Hollywood. Instead of taking them to their cars, they believed he took them home. When they tried to leave, Francis grabbed one woman by the throat and slammed her head to the ground. His attorney did not immediately provide comment. Wow, but he's only getting like 270 days. That's 9 months. 9 months in prison and 3 years probation. Dang, they were lenient on
assault, isn't it?
him. Yeah. I thought he would at least get a full year, but still, you know.
Well, I don't know. Assault? Isn't that, could be almost considered a misdemeanor?
Oh, Mr. Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a little more. Girls Gone Wild guy assaulted a woman. I'm so shocked.
I'm so
It
shocked.
starts with talking them down, moves exploitation, and ends in assault. Well
Yeah,
said.
it's kind of weird though, because then I just happened to see that guy on the show called Couples Rehab or something like that on VH1. He had that guy, Girls Go Out, and his fiance or wife, and they had some other people there, and had Flavor Flav and his fiance or wife. I mean, that guy is a hobgoblin, Flavor, and he's able to find somebody. It's like, jeez, I must be really doing something wrong, but I guess you need to pray for us. And speaking of prayer, we need to go on this daily bread.
Yeah, daily bread.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting hungry. You had the bacon on earlier.
Oh, okay.
And
I
we had our terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Made me think of food. Just saying.
Yeah, this food to the rescue.
Risk and Rescue for August 30th, 2013. Our Daily Bread written by Dennis Fisher. On September 7, 1838, Grace Darling, the daughter of an English lighthouse keeper, spotted a shipwreck and survivors offshore. Together, she and her father courageously rowed to their boat a mile through rough waters to rescue several people. Grace became a legend for her compassionate heart and steady hand in risking her life to rescue others. The Apostle Paul tells us of another man and woman team who took risks to rescue others. He wrote of Priscilla and Aquila, his fellow workers in Christ who risked their own necks for my life, to whom not only I give thanks, but also all the churches of the Gentiles. Romans 16, verse 3 and 4. We are not told exactly what risk Paul was referring to, but with beatings, imprisonment, shipwrecks, and the threat of death so common in Paul's ministry, it's not hard to see how this couple could have put themselves in harm's way to help their friend. Apparently, Paul's rescue was more important to them than their own safety. Rescuing others, whether from physical or spiritual danger, often carries a risk. But when we take a risk by reaching out to others, we reflect the heart of our Savior, who gave up so much for us. The hand of God protects our way when we would do His will. And even when we take a risk, we know He's with us still. D. Hanan. And then when you've been rescued, you'll want to rescue others. Yeah, fine. And Bible read for today, Romans 6, verse 3 to 4, 16 rather. Greet Priscilla and Aquila, who risked their own necks for my life.
And there you have it. The daily bread for August 3rd, 2013.
Risk it all or rescue none.
Okay.
All right, let me find a wordsmith.
It's on the page.
Morning Rose page. Okay.
Let me see. Morning Rose. Is that it? Morning.
Let's click on Morning Rose page. Okay.
This is terrible.
Yeah, I know.
We're so like
2-3 guys on
like
one computer.
2-3
guys on one computer. Kind of like what Steve Harvey was talking about. 5 temptations, 1 mic. Shoot. Click. Today's daily bread. Send. Shoot.
Everybody's writing to me now. What the hell? All right, here we go.
My goodness.
I got all these messages on Facebook here. All right, here we go. Word origins is
cross. C-R-O-S-S. Cross.
Yes, cross yourself.
Yes. When the Anglo-Saxons embraced Christianity, they acquired cross, C-R-O-S, in the first instance from Old Irish cross. The word's ultimate source was Latin crux, C-R-U-X, which may have been of Phoenician origin, although some have connected it with the Latin curvus, bent. Crux itself was brought into English in the 18th century. The cross's shape formed the basis of the adjectival, adverbial, and verbal uses of the word, and also of across. The notion of crossing also lies behind cruise, a probable borrowing from the Dutch kruisen, cross, that's kruisen, that's K-R-U-I-S-E-N. Derivatives of the Latin word include crucial, crucible, crucifix, from the Latin crucifixus, literally fixed to a cross, crusade, and excruciate.
Wow.
That is incredible.
Excruciating.
Yeah, it's an excruciating pain. Like this stuff.
Excruciating read.
Yes, excruciating. Yeah, like trying to finding out that Best Buy was going to be open today at 9 o'clock was excruciating to me.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. I mean, it's excruciating to work with one computer. It makes you feel like a lame duck.
Yeah, lame duck. Yeah, you feel.
It's like a lame shark.
You feel. Yeah, you feel like you're a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
You're one duck in a pond.
Yes. Matter of fact, that's who did say that first. Lame duck. In 1761, the Earl of Orford, Horace Walpole, wrote to the British envoy in Tuscany, Sir Horace Mann, saying, "How Scipio would have stared if he had been told that he must not demolish Carthage, as it would ruin several aldermen who had money in the Punic actions.
What the hell is he saying?
A procedo, you know what a bull, a bear, and a lame duck are. Nay, no hair, no I either. I am only certain they are neither animal nor jowl. This indicated that the expressions later famous in the financial sector were being used at the time, even if Walpole didn't understand them apart from recognizing a vague connection with people who had money invested. Now, this usage was clarified a decade later when David Garrick's play Footmaid of Bath made its debut in 1771. In the prologue, Garrick referred to financiers who frequented Exchange Alley, the stock exchange at the time, and classified them as gaming fools or doves, knaves or rooks, change alley bankrupts, waddle out lame ducks. The term went into referring to brokers who defaulted on debts and remained in use to describe those with financial problems, but grew to include anyone deemed ineffectual. When the lame duck term traveled to America, it assumed that the feathers of politics waddled into the area of elected officials whose terms of office were nearing an end. Hence the term lame duck.
Affleck.
Affleck.
Talk about lame duck. Oh my God.
2-minute warning.
Wow.
Well, I guess I did want to say that there were some celebrity birthdays. The only thing I do remember, at least one of them in particular, was Cameron Diaz. It's her birthday today. She turns 41. That's the only one that I remember from the page that we have, but not that it matters. But
by the way, Wolfenstein, you're right. Shit happens.
These things happen.
We couldn't. I would have liked to ask him more questions from the chatters.
Mm-hmm.
I think I tried to steer it towards the education thing, but I think once again we'll have an opportunity. Now I was talking. He was just going on.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt.
I didn't want to interrupt you because it was actually getting good.
I am sorry. It didn't go that well, but at least you got to talk.
Yeah, I mean...
Anthony was listening. Boy, that was the first time I heard Anthony stay quiet for so long.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
That's very true. That's very true.
Quiet on the phone.
Yeah, very, very quiet. I guess when you're on the phone, you can't help but be, docile for a while because you have to be patient because it's not like you can see the people that you're talking to unless you're Skyping them. But, we make do what we can. And we try to be as very resourceful as we can. And hopefully, I'm going to Best Buy or some other place. I might even go to Radio Shack and get this done.
Hopefully, look, we had a really, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
It was a real freaky Friday.
Very freaky Friday.
We had problems with our site early on.
We had technical
kept
difficulties.
Dropping off.
We had technical difficulties from my computer.
Your computer.
It went dead because the cord got frayed from my adapter and it wasn't getting enough juice in it. ATT says, Ed, buy Derek a non-Apple computer, please. Probably right. I may need a PC computer just for morning roast stuff alone, and then film in the other stuff. I'll just use my Apple.
Sergio, I have to be honest, Sergio.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point when I was talking, I kind of zoned out.
Oh my goodness!
I was watching his lips move.
You got it. Yeah, you got a good one.
I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at all your questions. I wish I could just interrupt them.
Yeah, you're right.
But I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you're right, sir. You got a point.
So,
or if you believe a word that Al says, I got some farmland in that article. So $4 an acre.
I was zoned out. Exactly. Just, I think we were all zoned out.
Yeah, pretty much.
All of a sudden, I just was thinking about lunch.
Oh, yes. Speaking of which, man, we hope you guys have it's 80 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia, with a high of 90 and a low of 71. Just want to say thank you, despite of all the speed bumps that we had, real and imagined ones. Thank you for holding on to our show. Want to thank all our guests: Uric Wildcat, Plastic Canvas, Rudy 4, Guest 127, ATT, Firewire, Fluffy Donkeys, I Am Sunchild, 19 something, Is This Real? Jesse 13, 1955. My Hairy Nutsack, Master Meatballs, Real Men Pawns, Sergio St. James,
That's funny.
Snow Sparks, Vorpal by 2, Zappa 1, Siggers, 3 Bears, and your mother's something.
My God, thank you all, and thank you, Yurag.
And thank you, DS Photo Guy, who was here earlier.
Have a great weekend, folks. Don't get in trouble. Don't drink and drive. Don't text while you're driving.
Yeah, thanks you, Ann, for calling.
Make sure you flush the toilet.
Don't dare text somebody while they are driving.
Yes, thank you very much. And also, you have a very wonderful and safe Labor Day weekend. Are we going to be here Monday?
Blessed are you, Rudy.
I guess we are. Who knows?
Yeah, we're going to be here Labor Day. We're going to live up to Labor Day.
We're going to go into labor.
We're going to go into labor on Monday. We'll be here on Monday and work Labor Day.
Oh, yes. On behalf of the Morning Roast, on behalf of Irv and Ed, this is DB saying, we'll see you Monday and take care. And can you smell what the roast is brewing?
See you Labor Day. Have a good holiday.
Like a burrito, it's a wrap.